you locked in on the fact like, oh, you know what? This is our chance. Look, we gave him an opportunity. He didn't do it well enough. He didn't do good. Let's yank him before he has a chance to change people's perception about him from this game alone. I think that's foul. All right, so it's about that time for NFL teams to finalize those 53-man rosters, and the Sanders brothers find themselves in very interesting situations. Shilo Sanders was cut from the Bucs, and Shedeur Sanders finds himself in a 4-man quarterback locker room out in Cleveland. Samaria, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, starting with Shiloh, unfortunately, that did not come as a surprise to anybody. I think he was getting fourth team reps, if I'm not mistaken. I think a lot of people were hoping that maybe he would have an impact on special teams. We all know that that's a way for guys to make the roster, but it didn't seem like he was able to make a good enough impact to be able to stay on the team. And I don't think that him getting ejected on Sunday made it better for him, unfortunately.
Do you think that was a fair ejection? Like, did you watch the video? Did you think it was a fair ejection?
You know, they always get the last. They always gonna get the last. They gonna get the last person every time, Rodney. And I'm like, when whoever, I don't know what his name is, whatever the tight end was for Buffalo, when he hit him the last time before Shedeur really swung on him, he should have just flopped. Fall down. Like, that's what I want our brothers to do. If somebody hits you, fall down.
We don't want flopping in football.
No,
we want flopping in football now?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Because if not, you're gonna get thrown out. I'd rather you just either stand there or fall down. I don't want you to swing, because that's where they gonna get you every time. They gonna get you every time, right? You just be like,
I hear you. Nah, if you a real man, man, that feels so crazy. But I hear you though.
Or you could have threw your hands up. Play into it.
It's a gladiator sport. Like, oh my gosh, it's a gladiator sport. That goes against the nature of what a football player should be. I hear you, though.
Okay, that's what the tight end did. Anyways, I was saying that because I know that Todd Bowles came out and was like, that was unexcusable. So it just didn't look good. And I could see, I feel like both of them were just off this weekend. Shiloh and Shedeur. They both seemed to be not on their A game for obvious reasons. But let's get a little bit into Shedeur, which I feel like his preseason finale had fans, commentators, analysts, everybody completely divided on this. Let's start with Josina Anderson. So she says that I'm not sure why the Browns have quarterback Snoop Huntley in there right now with 900 quarterbacks on the roster. Unless Shedeur Sanders oblique is bothering him to a point of not playing, he should have had the 2-minute situation to see what he could do with it, despite the protection woes since he entered the game as the third quarterback today. Oh, and there was no need to see Joe Flacco play today and take up valuable evaluation reps. I mean, I think that Joe, maybe not 3 drives, but maybe like 2. I know Dillon Gabriel had 2 drives at the end of the first half. And then Shedeur basically played the entire 5 drives, 5 series in the second half until the very end. And I know that there was one moment where he fumbled the ball and he didn't jump on it. It was a Cam Newton moment. But I was like, I wonder if his oblique was bothering him because he didn't move. He just stayed. Okay. He went back in. So that was my immediate thought, because I was like, why didn't he make a play on the ball? Okay. That's Josina Anderson. Let's keep going. So Kevin Stefanski gives Dillon Gabriel easy short routes with max protection, and then gives Shedeur Sanders BS plays with an O-line that looks like they just ate a gang of little Debbies. FU Browns. Trade Shedeur.
All 4 of them were cut.
4 or 5. 4 of 5
were released.
So everybody but the center was released.
So you had this man playing with an offensive line who is no longer a part of the team.
I mean,
there's a lot of booby traps.
That's a part of it. I know, it's the part of it. We're gonna keep going. We'll get into it. Derek Carr. I don't know where Derek Carr came from, but he weighed in. I need to understand why we didn't get to see Shedeur Sanders run this 2-minute drill. Wouldn't you want to see your young quarterback operate in this situation? Get him more reps for the future. I didn't see the whole game, so maybe he already showed enough. Help me understand this. And then Chase Daniel, who's a former NFL quarterback like Derek Carr, he says protection has not been great, but Shedeur Sanders has to get rid of the football. He's drifting like crazy in the pocket.
Yeah, one of those sacks that he took was egregious. He had ample time to throw it away or just do anything other than just take the sack. I believe like a 15-yard loss on the play.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. He looked kind of dazed. I don't know. It wasn't his best showing for sure. I think maybe having I don't want to make excuses for him. I don't even think that he's somebody who wants excuses made for him. I think that he's that accountable. But perhaps there's a scenario in which, that time off from the oblique injury, missing a full week's worth of practice and game, set him back some. And as a rookie quarterback who's dealing with all the things that he's dealing with, he just didn't look like the Shedeur that we saw in that first preseason game. And that's unfortunate that his last showing was his worst showing by far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I will say though that we've seen Shedeur be like this Houdini-like player when he was in Colorado, and you can do that, right? In college.
Can't do that in the pros.
We've seen him, right, exactly. Like we've seen him be behind a maybe not so good offensive line and him being able to get out of situations and get the ball to Travis Hunter down the field. But like you just said, you cannot do that in the NFL. Unfortunately, you're going up against a third string defense, but I think people forget that these are guys that are fighting for a spot. Like they may not be like the most athletic. They may not really know the playbook that well. They may not just be good at all, but they are still fighting to make the 53-man roster. And a lot of them aren't going to do so. I think people just be like, oh, you're going up against third or fourth string offense defense. But these guys are like really trying to like make a living. So
yeah, with Shedeur though, man, going back, like he really wanted that last opportunity. Those, that 2-minute drive. He reached for his helmet. He had a teammate get him his helmet before Huntley was thrown out there, and he was ready to go. And he showed clear displeasure in the fact that he was not given an opportunity to finish the game. And there's some people who will take his passion for wanting to be out there as something different than what it actually is. And I hate that for Shedeur. I hate the fact that whatever he does is going to be criticized through a negative lens, regardless of what his true intent and intention is. Because if Tom Brady were to go out there and start barking on people, oh, he's such a leader, he's this, he's that. But when this kid shows any moderate level of passion or desire to be the guy, he's talked about so negatively, and he's blamed for like wanting to be great. He's blamed for wanting to have the opportunity to be great. And some of that perhaps is his own doing. He has definitely said things. He's rubbed some people the wrong way. I can't say anything about that. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, the football player, he wants to be great. And he wants the opportunity to be great. And so I think that we have to start viewing him through that lens. Whatever you think about him outside of the game, whatever, cool. Yeah. But on that field, he wants it. And we can't continue to act as if there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. Like I just mentioned that Shedeur did have, there were 6 drives in the second half. He had 5 of them.
And sacked 5 times on 5 drives. Crazy.
Yeah, he was sacked 5 times. They were pretty rough. But I was going to say, I know people were saying that Snoop shouldn't have even gotten an opportunity to even have a drive in the game. But do you think that it's that Shedeur having just as many series as Flacco and Dillon Gabriel in the first half, that was him given enough opportunities to kind of show himself, is what I'm trying to say.
Again, he played behind an offensive line that is no longer with the team. So yeah, sure, he got a look, but why would you know that Huntley's not going to be on the roster? You know that.
Well, he's been released.
Exactly. That I'm saying, even going into that game, they knew that he was the odd man out, right? Like, and there was speculation that there could even be one more quarterback cut, because carrying 4 quarterbacks into a season
for sure
is highly uncommon. So, and there's still an opportunity for Shedeur or Kenny Pickett to be released and or traded. You knew Huntley was not going to play. You give Shedeur an opportunity to finish the game. I don't care about how many series he had versus the other quarterbacks. The fact of the matter is, with 2 minutes left, you don't snatch a guy out of a game. You just don't do that. And then from Huntley's standpoint, and shout out to him because he got it done. The Browns ended up, winning. He put him in position to kick a field goal and win the game. But for what purpose does that serve? That's not any new game tape that Huntley's going to be able to submit to teams. Now he's going to be a sought after free agent. Like, you give your guy who you drafted this year an opportunity to close that game. He's being put in some messed up situations. Like, he's being put in a position to fail, Shedeur Sanders, and I just think it's so foul. It's so, because the politics of the NFL are at play here, and it's obvious to anybody who's watching.
Mm-hmm. I will say though that I agree. I don't feel like he's been put in the best situations, but I do feel like the game that he started, he was put in the best situation.
And he thrived.
The game that he did start, and he did thrive. And I hate that he was not able to play last week. I think that he really needed that, and I think that this past weekend showed what his fate, unfortunately, because I don't think that the Browns are going to keep 4 quarterbacks. Andrew Berry, their general manager, has already made that clear that they want to keep 3. That's even still a lot because most teams they're going to have 2 on the active roster, and then they may have 1 on the practice team, or an emergency quarterback is what they call them. So I don't even see him even making the team because I think that they showed who they want. I don't think that they feel like maybe they've given Kenny Pickett enough time to see if he has an impact on the team. So I feel like they may keep him.
But he hasn't played, right? Like he's been injured. He hasn't played.
Right, he's been injured. Or maybe he will be their emergency and then they'll try to trade Shedeur in the next 24 hours. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. Cuz I just don't see them keeping 4 quarterbacks. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they could trade Kenny Pickett. I mean,
that was foul. They wanted to make sure that they had like taking him out of that game, him having not played well up to that point. We all know that Shedeur Sanders' history says that when it's time when it's critical clutch moments, Shedeur Sanders steps up. He did it all throughout his collegiate career, right? Like in a majority of games, I think only a lot of game-winning drives on Shedeur Sanders' resume in college, okay? So he had a rough game up to that point, and with 2 minutes left, you don't even give him a chance to do the thing that he does best. You don't even give him a chance to close the game out and make amends for some of the more bad plays that he made previously. And that is because you now have the out. And he gave it to you, granted, right? Because he didn't play well, but you locked in on the fact like, oh, you know what? This is our chance. Look, we gave him an opportunity. He didn't do it well enough. He didn't do good. Let's yank him before he has a chance to change people's perception about him from this game alone. I think that's foul. I think that's foul, bro.
But like, I mean, I guess I'm trying not to sound like I'm a Shedeur hater. I'm not a Shedeur hater at all.
Okay.
But I could see how the coaching staff, they brought in Snoop Huntley. I could see how they would be like, okay, this is our last game and we brought you here. So we want to at least give you 1 drive. You know what I mean? They probably were
not the last one, not the 2 minute. So then give him.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. So you're saying that, okay, after Shedeur has 2 bad drives, take him out and put Snoop in. Is that what you're saying? And then take Snoop back out and put Shedeur in? Or do you start him?
You start Huntley. You start Huntley in the second half.
You don't think that people would have been up, Rodney?
But if he has a chance to close the game,
I know, you have the chance to close the game. People would have been up in arms if Shedeur. It would have been like, oh, Shedeur is the 4th string quarterback because he's not even coming in at the start of the second half. You put in Snoop Huntley.
You're right. But this all played right into the hands of the Browns front office. Like everything that needed to happen in order for them to potentially rid themselves of the problem that is Shedeur Sanders because he looms so large over that organization right now, it all fell into place. It all fell into place for them. And it's kind of like, I hate to make a basketball reference here, but it's kind of like the Dallas Mavericks and Nico Harrison, right? Like everyone wanted to kill Nico Harrison. And then the pieces fell into place for the Mavs to get the number 1 pick. And all of a sudden the opinions changed. And so, that's just kind of what happened here. The football gods just, they looked out for the Browns because clearly they don't want Shedeur there.
Well, I'm always a person that says, when one door closes, another one opens. And this is not where he was supposed to be. But I think that he put enough positive things on film to be able to go and maybe be on a practice team somewhere or be picked up, on a team that could be better for him, a better fit for him. I know this is hard. It's a lot of quarterbacks out there.
Send them to the Jets.
Are also looking for.
Send them to the Jets. Send them to the Jets.
Who's the Jets backup?
It don't matter. Justin Fields is their starter. So send Shedeur to the Jets. Let him in due time. He'll be humming, especially in New York. Oh man, that's good branding for the Jets too right now. They love a little controversy over there.
I know. He does give me big city market. You all drop down in the comments and you let us know what you thought of not only Shedeur, but Shiloh's weekend as well. Do you feel like Shedeur is going to be making the 53-man roster for the Cleveland Browns? And what do you make of Shiloh getting ejected and then getting waived the next day? We want to hear from you down in the comments.
Absolutely. And make sure you guys tap into our newsletter as well. Link is in the bio, keeping y'all abreast of everything going on in the sports world. You dig me? US Open is coming up. Samaria, love the big hair. Just want to let you know you're giving Peggy Bundy, and I rock with it.